Welcome students to the informational session regarding the off-campus intent process. Students that participate in off-campus intent are students that want to live off-campus with a private landlord for the fall 2015, spring 2016 academic year. If you are a student that is planning on participating in the off-campus intent process, it will be very important for you to view this tutorial so that you are aware of what you will need to do in order to live off campus with a private landlord. The off-campus intent process will be held January 26th to January 30th. The off-campus intent form can be submitted through the Student Housing Gateway. The link to the Student Housing Gateway is available on the Residential and Commuter Life website, as well as this link has been emailed to students with all of the information about the off-campus intent process. Only students with at least 48 completed credits at the conclusion of the spring semester are eligible to submit the intent form to live off campus with a private landlord. So as long as you're a student that will have at least 48 credits at the end of the spring semester, all you need to do is submit this intent form online and you will be able to live off campus with a private landlord. Those students with less than 48 completed credits can submit an appeal form through the Student Housing Gateway, but are not guaranteed to be released to live off campus. So those students that don't have 48 credits, when they click on the off-campus intent form in the Housing Gateway, they will be automatically redirected to the appeal form. Those students will submit the appeal form, and that will be received by me in the Residential and Commuter Life office. I will then review the appeal and respond back to the student to let them know whether or not they will be released off campus. For students with less than 48 credits, it is not guaranteed that they would be released to live off campus with a private landlord, so they should wait until they receive the outcome of their appeal from me, and that outcome will be sent to their Longwood email account. Those students that submit the intent form or students that submit the appeal form and are approved to live off campus cannot participate in the Longwood Managed Housing registration process and must live off campus. What this means is if you decide that you're going to live off campus and submit the intent form or appeal to live off campus and are approved, the RCL office will expect that you are going to live off campus as a private landlord and you will not be able to participate in the Longwood Managed Housing registration process. So you would not be able to register to live in a main campus residence hall or in one of the 3 Longwood managed apartment communities, which would be Longwood Village, the Landings, Lancer Park, and Lancer Park North and South. Students that submit the off-campus intent form or students that submit an appeal and are approved to release off campus must update their local mailing address with the registrar's office. So before you leave campus during the spring semester, you'll need to walk over to the registrar's office and there's a form that you would need to fill out to update your local mailing address. It is very important that you do this because all communication from the university will be sent to your local mailing address. If you do not update this information, then whatever mailing address that you have on file with the university, which for most students would be their home address, that is where information will be sent. Those students approved to live off campus can request a commuter meal plan through the Longwood Dining website. Students living off campus are not required to have a meal plan, so that is optional. Students approved to live off campus will need to participate in an online off-campus orientation. Details regarding the orientation will be emailed to those students approved to live off campus. The purpose of the orientation is to prepare students for their rights and responsibilities when living off campus and also inform them about the resources that are available to them as a commuter student. How do you submit the off-campus intent form? First, you're going to want to make sure pop-ups are enabled in your web browser. Students should use Firefox or Internet Explorer as their web browser. You're going to log into the Student Housing Gateway. Once you're logged in, you're going to click on the Housing Registration Information link to the left of the screen. A drop-down will appear. Click on the drop-down titled Housing Registration Information. It is the only drop-down that will appear to make it very simple for students. On the Housing Registration Resources page, you will click on the Off-Campus Intent button. Like I said before, those students with at least 48 completed credits will be directed to the off-campus intent form. Any student with less than 48 completed credits will automatically be directed to the off-campus appeal form. You will complete and submit the off-campus intent or the off-campus appeal form. All students will receive a confirmation email from the RCL office once the form is submitted. If you have any further questions about the off-campus intent process or need assistance, please contact the Residential and Commuter Life Office. You can email us at housing@longwood.edu, or you can call 434-395-2080.